Good evening, I'm Grace Brister. It's rivalry week, and the Crimson Tide face the Auburn Tigers in Bryant-Denny Stadium for the 87th Iron Bowl. Let's get into the highlights. Alabama has not lost an Iron Bowl at Bryant-Denny Stadium since 2010. The first score of the game goes to Robbie Ashford and the Tigers. Check out the Auburn quarterback weaving through Alabama's defense. He dives and makes it in for the first touchdown of the game. Auburn leads 7-0. Later in the first quarter, Auburn's Jaquez Hunter loses the football. Alabama's DJ Dale jumps on it for the Crimson Tide. That sets up running back Roydell Williams' 5-yard touchdown run. It gives Alabama a 21-7 lead. Second quarter, Auburn loses another fumble. Keontae Scott misplays the punt, and Neelan Hibbett jumps on it for another Crimson Tide turnover. And just like before, Alabama gets a touchdown off the turnover. Bryce Young to Trayshawn Holden, and Holden breaks through the defense for the score. Alabama leads 35-14. Late in the fourth quarter, Auburn gets within 2 touchdowns. The Tigers try an onside kick, but Alabama's Ja'Cory Brooks fields it and returns it deep into Auburn territory. Alabama finishes the job. Jahmyr Gibbs breaks through the line and rips off a 23-yard touchdown run. Alabama wins the Iron Bowl 49-27. Head coach Nick Saban discussed the legacy Will Anderson and Bryce Young will leave if this were to be their last time in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Well, you know, I think those two guys not only have been great players for the University of Alabama, they've been great leaders for our team. They've been great ambassadors for this university in the way they've represented themselves, and they've set a marvelous example for any upcoming young person who plays sports to emulate them.
You know, it's been everything. It means a lot to me, not even growing up an Alabama fan, but coming in here to a culture and adapting to it and being able to learn so much as a man, build great relationships, learn so much from Coach Saban and implement that in my life and help me become a better man, a better brother, teammate.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant the world to me. You know, with just the support that I felt. I'm from California across the country, and coming to the South so far away. But, you know, as soon as I got here, everyone made it feel like home, and I'm forever grateful for that. The atmosphere, the environment we get to play in, it's the best environment in college football.
WVUA 23 Sports Director Gary Harris and Tiger Insiders Rodney Orr covered the Iron Bowl for us. Let's get their analysis on the game.
Thank you, Grace. Well, Rodney, Alabama wins its 3rd straight Iron Bowl. They're now 11-5 under Nick Saban in Iron Bowls, 49-27. Interesting game. I mean, Alabama was up big at half, 35-14, went up 42-14 early in the third, but couldn't shake an Auburn team that rushed for 318 yards. So let's start there. Alabama wins the game, but rushing defense was certainly an issue.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, and Nick Saban said afterwards, pretty basic plays. I mean, single wing type plays, wildcat type plays that Alabama had difficulty, you know, defending. But at the same time, I'll say this, Gary, and you're right, though Auburn did play well in the second half, Alabama did not play extremely well. You never got the sense that Alabama was really challenged in the game in terms of winning or losing. So, you know, I think overall Alabama played extremely well. And I'll say this, I think it's one of their better performances of the year overall, especially when you look at the offense.
Yeah, all kinds of yards in this game for Alabama. They went over 500 yards of total offense. Bryce was 20 of 30 for 343, 3 touchdowns. He ran for a touchdown, did have a late interception. It was kind of a miscommunication type thing, it looked like. But Bryce Young, when he's playing like that, Alabama can beat anybody.
Yeah, played extremely well. I thought the receivers played better, too. I thought Jermaine Burton played really well. Kendrick Law had a big play. So I thought overall they played better. They ran the football better. I thought Gibbs ran the ball well. I thought inside, Jace McClellan ran the ball really well. Roydell Williams had a nice run inside on that touchdown. So I thought overall, offensively, they played really well.
In 15 seconds, Rodney, the significance of winning the Iron Bowl. We should not diminish what this means to Alabama.
No, it's a 10-win season. I think when you talk about recruiting right now where they are, Gary, it's important to finish this season strong, so this is a really big win.
And still an outside chance at the college football playoff. That's going to do it from here. Grace, back to you in the studio.
Number 5 LSU takes on the Texas A&M Aggies. LSU's John Emery takes the ball and runs it right into the end zone for the Tigers. It's all tied up now. The Tigers have the ball, but it's fumbled and recovered by the Aggies' Damani Richardson. The Aggies are going to take this one 38-23. South Carolina at number 8, Clemson. The Tigers were first on the board. Spencer Rattler's pass is intercepted by Jeremiah Trotter, who then runs it for a 35-yard touchdown. The Gamecocks fought back with a minute to go in the third. Spencer Rattler sends it to Antoine Wells for a 72-yard touchdown, making it 30-28 Clemson. South Carolina goes on to later kick a field goal and put them up by 1. Clemson's Antonio Williams fumbles the punt return and it is recovered by the Gamecocks. South Carolina wins 31-30. Number 25, Louisville versus Kentucky. Louisville's Malik Cunningham throws the ball, but it's picked off by the Wildcats' Trevin Wallace. He runs it to the 16-yard line. Kentucky's Will Levis sends it to wide receiver Barrion Brown in the end zone for a Wildcats touchdown, and Kentucky wins 26-13. The Georgia Bulldogs faced Georgia Tech, and the Bulldogs came out on top with a 37-14 win over the Yellow Jackets. Tennessee also got a win over Vanderbilt, making it 56-0 Vols. Alabama basketball faced UConn in the Phil Knight Invitational in Portland, Oregon. With 12 seconds to go in the first half, Noah Clowney makes the dunk for the Tide. Second half now, Brandon Miller's got the ball. He gets it to Clowney for the layup and one. However, UConn took the win 82-67 for Alabama's first loss of the season. Alabama head coach Nate Oates said that the team had a quick turnaround after playing Michigan State on Thursday and discussed how the team will handle another quick turnaround with their game against North Carolina tomorrow.
You know, the good thing about losing to UConn is you get to face the number 1 team in the country in 2 days. With this one, we'll probably look at it, probably do a cleanup on this game first thing tomorrow morning and then quickly move to North Carolina. We're both in a spot and probably feel like it's, you know, I don't know if you can have a must-win game in college basketball in, you know, November, early December, but it's a big game that we'd both like to get.
That's going to do it for us tonight in sports, but stick around. WVUA 23 News at 10 will be right back.